So welcome to On the Fringe. I'm your host, Angela Thomas. Today's guest is none other than Victoria Duff. She's a financial expert, and as an expert, she began her journey into the financial world as one of the first executive women on Wall Street. She now works with investors and business startup companies. She is the founder of Bold Ventures, a businessplan.com, and she is a web property investor with webpropertyinvestor.com. Welcome to the show, Victoria.
Well, thank you very much, Angela. I'm delighted to be here, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to speak about something that I am very passionate about these days, an entirely new investment market that is appropriate for many different people.
So an investment market. I know a lot of things have changed on the World Wide Web, especially with how people make money. You know, I understand that young people, middle-aged people, senior citizens are making full-time and part-time incomes.
It's getting to the point where an entirely new language is coming up. For example, web properties. Now, web properties can be websites, and that would be including blogs and e-commerce sites, you know, the web stores that you go to, as well as authority sites, for example, a museum or a library or an online informational website. And there are resource sites as well, organizations that provide advice and assistance and services. And they all make money, or most of them do. The ones that really don't make money tend to be the websites that serve as brochures for real-world businesses, such as Joe's Auto Parts might have a website that points people to the Joe's Auto Parts store locally and tells about the time and everything. But the website itself doesn't make money unless it sells auto parts over the website. But then that's part of Joe's Auto Parts' main business.
So realistically, Tori, I mean, how much money can some of these websites generate?
Well, in my function at Latona's, which is the world's largest I think it's just about the best web property broker. They specialize in web properties that produce revenue, and some of those web properties produce, say, $10,000 a year in revenue, and others produce $100,000 a month.
Wow.
In revenue.
That's a lot of money.
More.
A lot of money.
Well, yes, and some of those properties, you think, okay, so it produces $100,000 a month in revenue. It must be a store. Well, no, it isn't. What it might be is some kid who is really into gaming has set up a blog that talks about all of the hottest new games. And, of course, all the other people who are into gaming go to that blog to find out about all the hottest new games. And on that blog, there are advertisements from ad networks. And an ad network is Google AdSense. That's the biggest. That's the best known. Google AdSense. And Google AdSense will put all kinds of advertisements from other websites, other businesses, possibly Target, possibly an insurance company, possibly a travel company. Anytime you go on the web, you see advertisements on these web pages. Those are all placed by an ad network. And just having them appear, much less receiving clicks, if they appear on your web page, they are displayed, and you get paid a little bit for the display. If somebody clicks on it, you get paid even more.
So when you say display, are you talking about impressions?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. It's the fact that somebody is looking at the page and sees the ad. You can be paid for that. So if you have a lot of traffic and you have advertising on your website, and when I say traffic, I mean thousands and thousands of people a day, up to millions of people a day. Some of them really do have that much, and there might be sites that you really don't know about. It might be, like I said, some kid who is an avid gamer sitting in his bedroom making $100,000 a month.
Amazing. So whether you're 19 or 90, you can make $100,000 or more a year if you do it right, correct?
Oh, definitely, but heavy on the if you do it right. Because you can't. I'm sure that there are many people listening to this who put up a website and it just sat there, and it sat there. Nobody ever knew that it existed, and they worked hard on it. And there are things that you have to do to market your website.
If they're not doing it right, what are they doing wrong?
Well, you start getting into kind of a science here, because there are many things that influence the profitability of a website. First of all, traffic is your very most important thing. You have to let people know that you have this wonderful website, and they have to go to it.
So the importance is social media marketing?
Well, yes, you can do it through social media marketing, but the best way to do it is through search engine optimization, which is a very complex subject. And it includes content marketing and doing, which would also be, say, posting on Facebook or one of the other social media sites. Some content that drives people back to your site to read it. But also, it involves having outstanding content with certain keywords in it so that when people go to Google and they search auto parts, Google comes up with Joe's Auto Parts and as a place where they can go and take a look at auto parts. And so when you search, and this is any search engine, Google will go out and they have a process that goes out and scans all websites for certain keywords.
Right.
And those keywords trigger the search engine to display a list of websites that will match those keywords that you're searching for. But what you have to do is the search engines are pretty smart, but you also have to put in some keywords in your in areas that the website or that the search engines look at.
And I know I've heard that content is king. And so does the keywords change when the content changes? Or can I, let's say, if I have a website and I'm offering widgets, can I just keep the same old content information up there and just rely on traffic coming? I mean, how does that work exactly?
Not really. You have to have activity on the website to let the search engines know that you actually exist.
I see.
And keywords change, depends upon your article. For example, on Web Property Investor, .com, which is a new site that I am starting to sort of educate people, a place where people can go and get reasonably simple explanations about all of this, so that they can think in terms of, do they want to go through the pain and suffering of creating their own website, or do they want to buy one, or did their son create a website that's making all kinds of money, and he decided to go do something else, like manage bonds on Wall Street or something like that. And he doesn't have time to deal with it, so mom and dad are sitting at home and they've got this website and it's sending in a lot of money, but every month that he's not working on it, it's sending in less and less money. So they think, okay, it's probably a really good idea to cash out of this, let somebody who wants to work on it buy it, and we get the money. Which is one of the reasons why people sell websites. And then there are other people out there, for example, a retired engineer who just loves gaming. And he might buy the website and make some changes to it, and he starts receiving revenues from that website. It's just like buying a store in the real world. The store is an asset. The website is an asset. You can sell an asset so that it is owned by somebody else, owned wholly, and you have nothing to do with it. And the new owner receives all of the benefits of that website. There's Charlie, the 1-year-old Labrador.
I see.
In the background there. He's apparently seen a bird. But anyway.
No, I was just saying the value of purchasing a website or starting a website is actually having a web property that can be monetized. So now,
well, that's exactly right.
Okay, so now, Victoria, you mentioned to me about there's various types of web properties, that may include a blog or e-commerce or be a resource site. But, I believe you mentioned that there was a seller accounts like for Amazon or eBay. How does that work?
Well, that's a terrific question, Angela, because that is one way a person can actually set up a store without having to go through all of the trouble of setting up the store. For example, you want to sell T-shirts, and you find a supplier, a manufacturer of T-shirts. You go to Amazon and you create an Amazon seller account. And you put an ad, or you put in pictures and costs and all of that sort of stuff into a form, and Amazon puts the T-shirts up as a product people can buy. And if you notice on Amazon, when you're looking at products, you see underneath the name of the product, like wonderful T-shirts, and you put underneath there is a little name of the seller.
Right.
And you go to another T-shirt ad, and there's the name of the seller. And you go to another T-shirt ad, and there's another seller. And they all have different prices and different, explanations and whatnot.
Sure.
It's sort of the same way on eBay. If you want to sell something, eBay does it in a slightly different way. Amazon, I think, is probably... I like Amazon better because Amazon will promote your products to people who come to Amazon. You pay a little bit as an Amazon seller, but you also get far more traffic and people are more likely to buy from you. And there are people who are making everywhere from a few $100s a month to many thousands of dollars a month selling on Amazon. And there are ways to do it. You can either manage your own warehouse and send things out, or you can store your inventory at an Amazon warehouse and have Amazon handle the fulfillment.
Amazing. So, Victoria, our listeners can reach you at webpropertyinvestor.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. And there are links there to get in touch with me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we certainly do appreciate all of this exciting information about a new way to generate revenue online through web properties. Thank you very much,
Right.
Victoria Duff. You've been listening to On the Fringe with Angela Thomas. Good day.